And we're back here at Game On Sports. I am Heckman Harrison. Guys, I have just ran up about 2 flights of stairs to get here with you guys, so please forgive me for being out of breath. But as this game starts, your Scots are already up by 3, I believe, over Bridgeland. And the Scots working around on offense. Number 7, John Beetrell. Back up top to Beetrell. And that is a score by number 5, Drew Scott. Hadn't taken Drew Scott any time to get on the board. Walking in, I could hear his name be called already, so I believe that is the second score of the game for Drew Scott. And we're back to the face-off with number 32, Anthony Gabriel. Gabriel going up against number 21, number 21, Seth Boseman. Substitutions being made for both teams. Number 27, Thomas Minke. Back to number 1, Jake Gent. Minke's pass to Drew Scott down behind X, and that's a turnover. Bridgeport collects possession, sloppy pass, picking up by number 7, John Beetrell. And that is an easy score for number 6, Brooks Bond. And the Scots are now up 7-0 as we go back down to the face-off X. Christian Reeves is the Fogo. Scoop between the legs, picked up by, I believe that's number 19, George Wright. Back down to Thomas Minke. Minke waiting on substitutions. Passes over to number 14, Sam Wheeler. Wheeler over to John Beetrell. Getting the offense set up for the Scots. Harrison Key back over to number 1, Jake Gent. Gent to Thomas Minke. Minke back up top to Gent. Gent goes across the defensive zone, but Bridgeport intercepts, and they're coming back down on offense. Well, sloppy pass by, Bridgeland. I said Bridgeport, forgive me. Brooks Bond goes behind X. Harrison Key with the pass to number 7, John Beetrell. Beetrell back over to Minke. The Scots offense is converging on the crease. They've reset with Brooks Bond down on X. Back over to 27, Thomas Minke. Minky thinks about it, makes a fake, and what a shot by number 27, Thomas Minky from the GLE. That was sweet. Wow, what a shot. And your score is 8-0, Scots in total command. Anthony Gabriel back at the Fogo. And Bridgeland takes possession. The Scots get an opportunity to play defense. They've spent a lot of the majority of their time this first quarter down on offense. Bridgeland setting up, trying to set their offense up. Defending for the Scots is number 10, Marshall Landwehr. And Bridgeland setting up through X, trying to run the alley. That's going to go out of bounds, and Bridgeland is going to maintain possession. Taken out from the end line, number 22, Gabriel Machaka with the attempt, with the try. Doak Walker on the save. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter. Okay, well, Highland Park Scots fans, I am so happy that I was able to make it in. I rushed over from the Texas Christian University for a game there to get here to call this game. And true to form, the Scots are dominating this first quarter versus Bridgeland. What I know so far, I haven't gotten a lot of stats so far, but one of the names that has been being called quite often is number 5, Drew Scott, the captain pulling double duty from basketball now over to lacrosse, a total stud. As we get ready for the start of the second quarter, Highland Park leads 8-0. As the goalies change ends of the field. The Fogo for the Scots is number 29, Christian Reeves. And the Fogo for Bridgeland is number 21, Seth Brosman. These guys look to get cuddled up at the stripe. And the Scots now Bridgeland gets possession and they're coming up the field. Number 9, Ben Kilskowski runs off. And the defense for the Scots meet these guys at the stripe. Number 35, Brock pass is made to number 12, Hunter Hughes. Hunter Hughes running down the alley, being defended by number 19, George Wright. And that's a score for number 22, Gabriel Menchada. He makes a diving score between the legs of Doak Walker. And back at the Fogo for the Scots is number 32, Anthony Gabriel. And Gabriel scoops it right up per usual. Makes a great pass to number 9, Harrison Key. And the Scots set up their offense. Captain Drew Scott passes to number 7, John Beetrell. Beetrell's pass over to number 9, Harrison Key. Harrison Key running down through GLE, back through X. The Scots just swinging it around. Jake Gent coming down the alley. He makes a move. And what a shot from Jake Gent coming down the alley. That was smooth. And the Scots are up 9-0. 9-1. Bridgeland did score there on a diving score by number 22, Gabriel Machaka. Now for the Fogo for Bridgeland is Hayden Sommer. And number 29 for the Scots, Christian Reeves. Christian Reeves wins the face-off, passes over to number 14, Sam Wheeler. Drew Scott comes in up top. Drew Scott comes down the alley, really in a one-on-one competition. Right into the net. For the goalie, number 13, Ben Lightsey. Great save by Lightsey. He had a one-on-one with Drew Scott. Drew Scott had his man completely leveraged on that play. Bridgeland rotating the ball with number 24, Blake Nolan, over to number 8, Carson Beard. Good defense by number 5, Drew Scott. Errant pass by Bridgeland, and the Scots gain possession. John Beetrell setting up the offense. Back up to number 14, Sam Wheeler. Wheeler over to number 22, Jackson Holmes. Drew Scots, the Scots are just swinging it around, setting up the offense from behind X. My God, what a shot by number 5, Drew Scott. Wow, right down the slot. That was a missile. Now, Bo Bond had been telling me that wait till you get an opportunity to see Drew Scott, and man, was he right. Drew Scott converges in the alley, makes one move, and he just cocks his stick and fires that thing. And number 13, Ben Lightsey, did not have a chance. Now, at the Fogo for the Scots is number 15, Gus Vidal. And Bridgeland wins. Well, no, ball is scooped up by number 19, George Wright. Wright's pass over to number 22, Jackson Holmes. Scots make substitutions. Running back down through X. Brooks Bonds on the one-on-one. And number 13, Ben Lightsey, didn't stand a chance in the one-on-one. That's just unfair to have Brooks Bonds in front of you in a one-on-one situation like that. And I'm sure you could hear the Scots are up 11-1. Total domination today by the Scots. And I must say, this is my first time in Highland Park Stadium. And this is one beautiful stadium with a view of the city that is to die for. Hank Cannon at the Fogo. A bit of a scrum down here at the 30. Someone loses a stick. We got whistles, and the Scots regain possession. Henry Goodson passes over to Thomas Minke. Minke makes his way up the alley, makes one move, and the ball goes off of a Bridgeland defender's shoulder. That is going to leave a mark. Number 14, Sam Wheeler, passes back up top to number 9, Harrison Key. Harrison Key takes a shot from about 30 yards away, goes deflected off of a defender's helmet. The Scots are playing some stingy defense down. There's a flag. Number 22, Gabriel Machaka, makes a pass to number 11. 3 Scots defenders converge. Nothing coming easy. Nonetheless, Bridgeland does get an opportunity. Number 8, Carson Beard, does score for Bridgeland. They got an opportunity to get Doak Walker completely turned around, and Carson Beard makes a pretty good play. Harrison Key will be serving a violation here, 1 minute. So the Scots will be a man down. Number 32, Anthony Gabriel, back at the Fogo for the Scots. Gabriel is unstoppable at the Fogo. It's almost not fair. Thomas Minke waiting on substitutions. Back up top to Jake Gent. Gent passes to Drew Scott. Scott just running the GLE. Makes a move, comes down through X. Scott's players are converging on the X every time they converging on the crease. When they're setting up through X, Thomas Minke with seemingly easy score there, but good save by number 13, Ben Lightsey. The Scots are playing some pretty stingy defense. Scooped off the carpet by number 10, Marshall Landwehr. Landwehr looked like he got his elbow hit in a bad spot. They call that hitting your funny bone. I never understood that because there's nothing funny about it. Gabriel Machaca takes it in from the inline. Back over to number 8, back over to Machaca, number 22. Running down through X to number 79, Stuart Gibbons. Bridgeland is trying to set up an offensive play, set up a play here. Scott's playing good defense. Errant pass by Bridgeland. Possession goes to the Scots. Marshall Landwehr brings the ball in bounds. Number 19, George Wright, running it up to field. Gets it into the hands of number 20, Hank Cannon. Back over to Thomas Minke, hanging out at the GLE, his favorite spot. And that's into the net of number 13, Ben Lightsey. Errant pass, but still picked, nope. Carson Beard with the play, runs back down through X. Being converged on by a bunch of Scots off of the pipes. Pretty good shot by Beard, but it bounces off of the far side. We have whistles and timeout called by Bridgeland. And the score 11-2 in the second quarter. Per usual, the Scots are just dominating on offense. Defensively, had a couple of miscues where guys got down in the crease and there was nothing that Doak Walker could do about it. It's pretty much a one-on-one situation. But other than that, they seem to be pressuring these guys when they get past the stripes and just kind of getting into their defensive sets. Coach JR has got to be proud of what he's seen so far in the first half. That even though the score is lopsided, these guys are still playing pretty crispy. As both teams get instructions from coaches, getting ready to continue play here in the second quarter. It will be Bridgeland's ball. The Scots are pressuring number 15, Gus Vidal. Not showing any love, poke checking with his stick. Back over to number 22, Gabriel Machaca. Bridgeland running back down through X. The Scots are checking these guys, not giving any clear looks at the cage. Defensively, the Scots are smothering these guys, jumping every pass, making sure they keep a stick into the passing lanes. That didn't have a chance. That was a shot by number 22, Gabriel Machaca, from about 30 yards away. They bring the ball in, and the Scots are poke checking and possession by the Scots. Great defense. Good ground ball by number 13, Mason Gallus, and that is a score by number 27, Thomas Minke. That was a one pass, one score. Great score for the Scots. And the score is 13-2 here at Highlander Stadium, excuse me. And number 22, Jackson Holmes with the possession for the Scots. Makes a pass over to number 27, Thomas Minke. Wholesale substitutions being made, finding the right guys at the right time for the right job. Running back down through X is Brooks Bonds into the crease to number 14, Sam Wheeler. Pass is deflected off of a Bridgeland defender, and they come up the field. Bridgeland running their offense back down through X. Number 13, Mason Gallus defending. Bridgeland running back down through X. Number 10, Marshall Landwehr defending. Back up top to number 12, Hunter Hughes. Great defense by the Scots. They are just smothering Bridgeland. No way. Doak Walker, good save. Looks like number 6, Brooks Bonds, was offsides. With 1:07 in the second quarter. And good defense by number 20, Hank Cannon. Unstoppable, great goal by number 14, Sam Wheeler. He catches a long pass. Well, no, I thought that was a score. They said it was not. Wow, I thought that was a score. I do apologize. It looked to me like Sam Wheeler scored on that play, but he did not. And we have about 30 seconds left here in the second quarter. There was a timeout called. The coaches were upset with number 27, Minky, about something. Maybe it had something to do with that last goal that was waved off. Thirty-six seconds left. John Beetrell's pass. Well, John Beetrell has possession. Back out to Jake Gent. 10 seconds. Jake Gent stumbles. Back across to number 5, Drew Scott. Too high for Scott. Ball goes out of bounds. And that's the end of the first half. And that is going to be the first half. And the score is actually 12. Highland Park has 12 and Bridgeland 2. We're going to take a break here, and we'll be right back for the second half. And we're back here at Highlanders Stadium with the beginning of the third quarter, getting ready to get kicked off. Number 32, Anthony Gabriel, going back to the face-off X. And number 21, Seth Brosman, will be the Fogo for Bridgeland. And Gabriel with the win at the X, and he comes right down and he scores. Man, that guy worked so hard at the Fogo. That is so sweet to see that pay off for Gabriel, man. Awesome, all hustle play right there for number 32. That was sweet. And the Scots go up 13-2. And the Fogo for the Scots is number 29, Christian Reeves. And Bridgeland gets possession. Hayden Summer makes a pass. Bridgeland going back down through X. Back up top to number 22, Gabriel Machaka. Machaka back up top to number 8, Carson Beard. Beard running the alley. He goes for it. He attempts to try, but Doak Walker says, "No, sir, not me." Back up top to number 22, Gabriel Machaka. Machaka makes a move, standing out on the perimeter, makes a pass to number 79, back over to 12, and over to number 11, and same result, Doak Walker. Great save by the captain, Doak Walker. And Bridgeland's bringing it back in from the end line. Cade Sanders, the LSM, trying to come across the stripe, but the Scots are playing mean defense. That's great defense by the Scots. There's a flag. Let's see what the violation is as the referees talk here. Unsportsmanlike conduct on the Scots. It's Brock Bachicks. He's played great defense. And Bridgeland goes back down on offense. That's a great save by Doak Walker. He's just stonewalling down there at the goalie position. Drew Scott coming up the field running the alley. Drew Scott with a shot. It goes far right. The Scots maintain possession. Thomas Minke bringing it back in. Back over to number 7, John Beetrell. Beetrell being defended by number 92, Noah Rivas from Bridgeland. Jake Gent in on the substitution. Running the alley. Getting poke checked by Bridgeland's defenders. Back up top to Drew Scott. Back over to number 7. Oh, he makes it look so easy. John Beetrell, don't hurt him. What a shot. Oh, that was nasty. What a shot by number 7, John Beetrell. And the Scots extending their lead. They're now up 14-2. Back down to the face-off X as these guys look to get cuddled up again. And Anthony Gabriel scoops between his legs to the wingman, number 14, Sam Wheeler. Wheeler making it up the field. Passes back to Thomas Minke. Substitutions being made by the Scots. Minke standing at the GLE. He makes a move. Back to the crease. Over the shoulder. Brooks Bonds tries a shot. Goes off the pipes, and the Scots will maintain possession. Harrison Key working back down through X for the Scots to Thomas Minke. Come on now, Minke. Now that's just way too easy for number 27, Thomas Minke, just chilling in the alley and makes a wicked shot right between the legs of number 13, Ben Lightsey. Scots just completely dominating in this matchup. We have a new guy down at the Fogo for the Scots. I believe that's number 15, Gus Fidal. And Bridgeland, well, Aaron pass by Bridgeland. Picked up by number 27, Thomas Minke makes a pass over to number 5, Drew Scott. Drew Scott's pass over to number 9, Harrison Key. Substitutions being made. Scott's getting into their offensive zone. Drew Scott making a move, coming down the slot, and just goes top cheddar. Great shot by Drew Scott. Wow, this kid is a stud. Got an opportunity to watch him on the football field. Didn't know he was absolutely this awesome at lacrosse. You guys got to forgive me. Didn't know. But as Bo Bond told me as we were announcing a few games, he said, man, wait until you get a load of number 5, Drew Scott. And he did not lie. This kid is as advertised. Ohio State is getting a stud. And other guys are getting reps at the face-off. That was number 20, Hank Cannon at the Fogo. Scott still pressuring all the way up the field, not letting any possessions be easy for Bridgeland. Number 20, Hank Cannon, showing a lot of love with those poke checks. Sam Wheeler defending out on number 22 for Bridgeland, Gabriel Machaca. That's easy. No way that's going to get past Doak Walker. Mason Gallus with the possession. Doak Walker clears out, makes a pass to number 22, Jackson Holmes. Jackson Home clears out easy, makes a pass to number 14 and over to Thomas Minky one-on-one. And it was a great save by number 13, Ben Lightsey. Ben Lightsey denied Thomas Minky. Not too often you see Thomas Minky in a one-on-one situation with a goalie where he doesn't score. That's a great save by Ben Lightsey. Bridgeland back down on offense. And the Scots playing stingy defense and a great takeaway by number 23, Andrew Bonnet. John Beetrell coming down the GLE. The Scots are setting up through X. Harrison Key with possession. Back over to Drew Scott. And back up top to Jake Gent. Gent makes a move on number 10, Hayden Summer. Scots go back down through X. Brooks Bond had a clear look. He was standing right in the slot. Errant pass right over his head. And brought up the field by number 10 for Bridgeland, Hayden Summer. Back over to number 8, Carson Beard. Beard being defended by number 1, Jake Gent. Back up top to number 22, Machaka. Well, on the GLE is where Machaka is, being defended by number 7, John Beetrell. Good defense by number 8, Kevin Hayes, showing all hustle. And the Scots regained possession. Jake Gent with the missile down the middle. Woo! Top cheddar for Jake Gent. What a shot. And the Scots have their foot on the pedal, and there's smoke behind them. 16-2. In complete control. Christian Reeves wins the face-off. And we have a hold on the Scots. Bridgeland will take over possession. Ball been brought in by number 21, Seth Brosman. Back over to number 12, Hunter Hughes. And a score for Bridgeland. Number 8, Carson Beard. Beard hits a bouncer between the legs of Captain Doak Walker. And we get ready to go back down to the face-off X. The fogo for the Scots is number 15, Gus Vidal. And the Scots have possession. Number 19, George Wright, working the alley. Back over to number 27, Thomas Minky. Minky making moves at the GLE, comes back around and he attempts a shot that goes off of the net of the goalie. Harrison Key with the pass to Thomas Minky that if he caught that, that was definitely going to be a goal. He had no one but the goalie in front of him. And it looks like after that scrum, the Scots will still maintain possession. Drew Scott working the alley. Great pass to number 9, Harrison Key working the crease. Scots fans, I think this is what they call clicking on all cylinders. (18-3) lead here in the game. Hank Cannon is your Fogo. And Bridgeland wins the face-off. We got a stick on the field. And number 10, Marshall Landwehr coming up with the long stick. He tries a shot. That thing came off with some velocity. It's too tall. And Bridgeland maintains possession. Thomas Minky tries to intercept, sticks out a pole. Ball goes out of bounds, and Scots will regain possession, excuse me. Number 6, Brooks Bonds with the ball. Bonds make a move, is coming back around slide. Great move by Bonds. What a score, Brooks. Bond. Whoa. Way to go, Brooks. Bond. That was one heck of a shot. He makes a pivot one way, he pirouettes back the other way, standing at the hash mark, and he just fires a bouncer at the feet of number 13, Ben Lighty's feet, and nothing he could do about it. And we go back to the face-off X, and Sam Wheeler with the win. Bridgeland gets possession, being brought up the field by number 12, Hunter Hughes. Number 22, Gabriel Machaca, takes the ball back up top, being pressured by number 14, Sam Wheeler. Machaca trips and falls, but there's a flag on the play. Well, they did call a violation, I believe, on Sam Wheeler. Got a trip. Sam Wheeler take a seat for 60 seconds. And Bridgeland just working it around the perimeter. Number 79, Stuart Gibbons, attempts a goal, but it goes behind the cage. Nothing for Doak Walker to worry about. And the Scots make their way back down on offense pretty quickly. Brooks Bonds, he cocks, but he passes right back out. Ball is now back up top to Jake Gent. The Scots getting ready to get into their offensive set. Henry Goodson up top working the alley. Back down through X to Thomas Minky. Minky back up top to Gent. Gent over to Drew Scott, and Drew Scott fires, and he just makes it look way too easy. That's an amazing shot by Drew Scott. They play a little bit of two-man ball at the top, and Drew Scott makes one move, and it's a score. I believe we have 43 seconds left in the third quarter, where the Scots lead 20-3. And the Scots are still playing some stingy defense. Andrew Bunnett pressuring up top for the Scots. Hunter Hughes making a move for Bridgeland. And that's the end of the third quarter. Where your Highland Park Scots leads Bridgeland 20-3. I mean, it's becoming routine to say that Highland Park lacrosse is dominating, but it's true. Drew Scott is unbelievable. He can score literally from anywhere on the field. Doak Walker is just as strong as ever, only allowing 3 goals in just pretty much one-on-one situations. Thomas Minky, I mean, everyone is getting in on the act today with the score. The Scots 20, Bridgeland 3. And the players make their way back onto the field. And at the Fogo for the Scots, it's going to be number 15, Gus Vidal. And for Bridgeland, it is number 21, Seth Brosman. I believe number 32, Anthony Gabriel, has been given the rest of the evening off. Out here on the wing for the Scots is number 19, George Wright, and number 43, Jacob Garvalia. Scots take over on offense. Harrison Key back down through X over to the GLE for Brooks Bond. Bond makes a move, makes it look easy on the bouncer, and he scores again. I believe that's dessert, Brooks. Hank Cannon is in at the Fogo. Face-off won by number 21, Seth Brosman, excuse me. Substitutions being made by Bridgeland. Stuart Gibbons makes a pass to number 11, Tyler Martin. Errant pass by number 10, Hayden Summer. Ball goes out of bounds. Scots regain the possession. Working back up the field is number 19, George Wright. Wright's pass over to number 24, Alex Kashata. It's a violation and possession change back over to Bridgeland. A legal procedure call. The try by number 22, Gabriel Machaka. And a score for Bridgeland. I believe that was number 12, Hunter Hughes. Nonetheless, Highland Park is still in the lead, 21-4. We have a new goalie in for Highland Park. It's number 12, Spencer Hopkins. And we're back at the face-off X. And at the Fogo for the Scots is number 7, John Beetrell. And it looks like we got a little jumpy on the Fogo, so possession is going to go with Bridgeland here. Bridgeland going back down through X to number 10. Goes back up top to Machaka. Number 22, Machaka makes a move in the alley, trying to establish leverage, but number 7, Machaka does make a move and dives across the crease and gets a score against number 12, Spencer Hopkins. The score is now 21-5. Fogo for the Highland Park Scots is number 24, Alex Kashata. Kashata gets the win. Scoops it up. Ball goes out of bounds off of Kashata's leg. And Bridgeland will have possession. Number 8, Carson Beard working up the alley. Makes a pass to number 79, Stuart Gibbons, over to number 10, Hayden Summer, working down through X. And over to number 24, Blake Nolan. Nolan working the alley, being defended by number 1, Jake Gent. The Scots are pressuring everything, not allowing any free looks. Andrew Bunnett showing love with his stick, poke checking number 8, Carson Beard. Jake Gent defending, number 24, Blake Nolan. Nothing free here. Great save by number 12, Spencer Hopkins. All right, Spencer Hopkins clears out, gets the ball to number 1, Jake Gent. Jake Gent loses the ball. He's gotten a poke check. Ball comes off his head. Bridgeland has possession for just a quick second. Retaken by the Scots. Spencer Hopkins communicating with his guys. Drew Scott has it, makes a pass upfield to number 23. And over to number 14, Sam Wheeler makes the bouncer look easy between the legs again of number 13, Ben Lightsey. Great play by Highland Park. The score is now 22-5 with 7 minutes and 39 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Kashada is back at the Fogo. Kashada gets possession. Working his way up the alley. Henry Goodson setting up the offense. Running down through the GLE. Back through X to number 9, Harrison Key. Harrison Key. Pass back up top to number 1, Jake Gent. Jake Gent setting up. Ball temporarily comes off of his head. George Wright was setting a screen for Gent. Henry Goodson with possession goes back up top to Thomas Minke. Minke running the alley. Makes a quick pass to Goodson. Goodson attempts a try, but it's saved by the new goalie, number 14, Jackson Lease. And Bridgeland regains the possession. Errant pass by Bridgeland into the head of number 19, George Wright. Wright making a move up the field, being defended by Bridgeland. That wasn't a shot. It looks like it just came off of his stick into the hands of the goalie, Jackson Lease. Jake Gent defending all the way up the field against number 8, Carson Beard. Ford Fraser on defense for the Scots. There was a flag on the play, but also there was a timeout called as well. So we'll find out what the penalty is here in just a second. The referees are talking it over. It's a beautiful day here in Highland Park with the sun setting at the west. We got a slash by White by Highland Park, number 23, and that's Andrew Bonnet. He'll have to sit for 60 seconds for the slash penalty. And as that sun is setting, I'm telling you, it has to be playing a trick on the Bridgeland's goalie's eyes because it is setting right into his face. Don't know if that would make a difference, but thought that would be something of note. As we resume play, Bridgeland has possession, and the Scots are pressuring again back up top. And good GB by number 23, Alex Bonnet. And I said Bonnet was going to have the slashing, going to have to sit for the slashing, and that's actually number 3, Ford Fraser, that had to sit for the 60-second penalty. So Highland Park is a man down. Number 14, Sam Wheeler, making a move down through the X. Back over to number 19, George Wright. Right up top to number 2, Henry Goodson. Goodson makes a spin move between 2 defenders and a pass to number 14, Sam Wheeler. And that was so sweet. What a pass and shot by the Scots. Four minutes, 24 seconds left in the game. 23-5, and this is it's gotten out of control really quickly. But the Highland Park Scots are still playing great defense and definitely still aggressive on offense. And back down at the Fogo for the Scots is number 24, Alex Kashata. They get all clamped up here, and Kashata gets the win. Bit of a scrum. Bridgeland scoops it up. Number 24, Blake Nolan. Substitutions being made by Bridgeland. In comes number 8, Carson Beard. Beard working the alley. Going back down through X. Being defended by number 15, Gus Vidal. Vidal being very stingy on defense, poke checking it at every stop. Good shot by number 24, Blake Nolan, but it deflects off of the back of the cage. Bridgeland still with possession. One-on-one, and another diving goal. Nope, they call it off. It's a crease violation. Gent working his way up the field. He loses the ball. Nonetheless, number 15, Gus Vidal gets it. Makes a pass to number 27, Thomas Minky. Minky back over to John Beetrell. Scots looking to set up their offense. Just taking their time. Jake Gent up top. Passes to Drew Scott. Scott's just running a little time here. being very methodical about setting up this offensive possession. Drew Scott's cocked. He thinks about it, but he passes out. Back over to Thomas Minke. Minke Cox makes a move from the GLE back across to number 7, John Beetrell. Drew Scott back to Beetrell. Beetrell running the alley. Now down on GLE, and he attempts his shot, but it goes wide left. And the Scots bring it in from the end line. Drew Scott passes back up top to Jake Gent over to Thomas Minke. Screen being set by John Beetrell. Beetrell back down on the crease, and that's an easy shot for number 14, Sam Wheeler. So much for methodical. The Scots are still being aggressive. We're back to the face-off. Let's see, that is number 15, Gus Vidal at the Fogo for the Scots. Jason Tannenbaum with possession. Tannenbaum back down to number 12, Spencer Hopkins. Hopkins with the pass to number 21, Worthy Wiles. One minute left in the fourth quarter. And the Scots just swinging it around on offense. Thomas Minke still aggressive, and my God, that was just abuse. Thomas Minke with the shot. Oh my, Thomas Minke, what a shot. I believe we have seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Gus Vidal back at the X. Ball goes out of bounds. Possession, Bridgeland. Uh-oh, we got a one-on-one coming here with Henry Goodson. Goodson pulls back. And the Scots are just going to hold it and just run out the clock. Complete domination here at the Highlander. The Highland Park Scots are just playing amazing lacrosse. Both teams go out to greet their goalies on the good jobs that they've done. And Highland Park wins this matchup 25-5. And just an amazing matchup, just an amazing victory, dominating from the first quarter all the way through the fourth quarter for the Scots. They just definitely didn't look back from the first face-off, from the first X all the way through the end. complete domination by the Highland Park Scots. And so I thank you guys for listening to me. I think we had some technical difficulties to start the game, but we're able to work through and problem solve, troubleshoot some of those problems that we had. But I do appreciate you guys for listening to us here at Game on Sports. Always here for the Highland Park Scots. My name is Heckman Harrison. Thank you guys for joining me, and we will catch you again next time here at Game on Sports.